a service of CNC Worldwide.
CNC Podcasts are a service of CNC News and brought to you by the Greece Chamber of Commerce, providing more than 800 member companies with business solutions since 1984. Officials of Unity Health and Rochester General Health Systems say they are moving forward with merging the two companies. They expect it will be done over the summer. The CEOs of both companies briefed reporters on the process. They say the merged companies will have about 14,000 employees across the Rochester community. Unity CEO William Hearn and RGHS CEO Mark Clement will both stay as co-chief executives temporarily, while the new board of the merged companies looks for a permanent replacement. Both men have taken their names out of the running. They say the merged health systems will probably look for savings in purchasing and business functions, but will not close any facilities and will not lay off any clinical staff. A Canandaigua police officer and his wife are charged with growing marijuana in their home. The Ontario County Sheriff's Office says this started when Officer Wayne Fenton was involved in a domestic disturbance with a woman at his house. She called 911 to report the abuse. Fenton turned himself in the next day and was charged with assault and obstruction of breathing. But Ontario County District Attorney Mike Tantillo says deputies investigating the domestic assault found something else at Fenton's home on North Road. He and his wife were growing marijuana. Both now face charges of unlawfully growing the drug and fifth-degree criminal possession. Funeral services for New York State Trooper Christopher Skinner were held at the First Baptist Church in Johnson City near Binghamton. State Police Superintendent Joseph D'Amico said Trooper Skinner was a by-the-book officer and would have been proud of the way fellow troopers put their grief aside and stuck to business at the crime scene.
It was all business. Tracking and arresting the suspect, processing the accident scene, collecting that critical evidence, and most importantly, tending to Chris with such care, such dignity, such respect.
Trooper Skinner was killed last week by a driver police say went out of his way to run down the officer while he was conducting an unrelated traffic stop. The Florida man who struck Trooper Skinner is charged with first-degree murder. A Rochester firefighter is out of the hospital after suffering a leg injury from a hit-and-run driver at a fire scene Monday night. Police are still looking for the car and driver that hit firefighter Sean Belantic while he was unloading equipment from a fire truck at 550 Linden Street. Police say a small four-door silver car struck him on the leg as it tried to squeeze past the fire truck. The driver left the scene. Belantic was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital for leg pain. Lieutenant Ted Cuppinger says there's no way the driver could have missed seeing the fire truck and the firefighter. Governor Cuomo's office says the state will partner with a company called GW Pharmaceuticals to investigate a new drug extracted from marijuana that can treat epilepsy in children. The extract is cannabidiol, CBD. It's not the compound in marijuana that makes people high, but it blocks seizures that defy more common medications. Several companies are working on turning it into a drug that can be taken without having to smoke the marijuana. The trial will be conducted at a number of hospitals, universities, and medical schools around the state. The family of a Fairport man whose body was found in a cornfield has boosted the cash reward to $25,000 for information solving the mystery of his death. The family of Jeffrey Newland is offering the money in addition to the reward offered by Crime Stoppers for information leading to an arrest in the case. They have put the offer on a billboard on 31F in Fairport to raise awareness that the crime remains unsolved after 7 months. Newland left his home in Fairport early October 21st. His car was found on Gulf Avenue in Pittsford and his body found nearby the following day. Anyone with information is asked to please call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. A Monroe County court jury has convicted a Rochester man on second-degree attempted murder charges for shooting a teenaged girl last year. The 17-year-old pregnant teenager was shot on Danforth Street just over a year ago. She and her unborn child survived but spent 3 weeks in the hospital. Samuel Smith was charged with trying to kill the girl to avenge the death of another woman who'd been murdered a week earlier, and he will be sentenced on July 2nd. The group Reconnect Rochester has a number of events coming up June 19th for what it calls Rochester Transit Day. The volunteer group is dedicated to getting around Rochester car-free, so all the events are linked to walking, biking, or riding the RTS bus. That includes a treasure hunt. The organizers say they've hidden $500 in Rochester, somewhere that can only be accessed by foot or bike. The clues are also arranged to be found on foot, by bike, or on the bus. And the first clue is on the website rocktransitday.com. Your next CNC podcast is whenever you click on one of these pages and catch one. We post updates as necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.